Well, joining me live now is veteran and Liberal MP Phillip Thompson. Phillip, thanks for your time this morning. Can I start by asking how the service was?
Thanks for having me, mate. It's a little bit wet today in Townsville, raining for the service, but it was a really good service, a big turnout, and this is really good that we can get back to remembering and honouring people's service through ANZAC Day ceremonies that we haven't been able to do for some years.
Phillip, yeah, we just mentioned that you are a veteran. You did your time in Afghanistan. You were wounded in Afghanistan as well. So you are part of the Afghanistan story. This ANZAC Day is the first one we have had since our exit from Afghanistan. But how do you feel that Afghanistan fits into the ANZAC Day story?
Well, today I reflect on the people that paid the ultimate sacrifice in prior wars and in Afghanistan. My friends have paid the ultimate sacrifice and died on the battlefield, and also acknowledging the people that succumbed to their war within back here on home soil. Today, I think it's very important for the acknowledgement of people that served in Afghanistan as the war has now concluded and finished, and people from the 1st Battalion did the evacuation. I think it's very important to enshrine it into the legacy, and I know it means a lot of people. It means a lot to a lot of people, especially in Townsville, which is the largest garrison city. And it also acknowledges that their sacrifice and their family sacrifice on the many deployments that we've seen come out of Townsville.
And as we just said, you know war, you experienced it. How do you feel now about China's influence increasing, particularly in our backyard, summed up by that security pact that it signed between China and the Solomon Islands, only about 1,700 kilometres off the coast of where you are right now?
Yeah, it is concerning. And we can't beat around the bush with this. The greatest threat to our national security is China. And what we've seen with this security pact in the Solomon Islands, in my view, it's a money grab from the Solomon Islands. We've been serving there through peacekeeping and also helping out the Solomon Islands people through aid, as well as military presence on the ground through riots. Only some months ago, soldiers from Townsville were in the Solomon Islands. We've always been there in support and helping the Pacific family. China comes in with, my view, a big bag of cash. We shouldn't be on one side, China on the other, and the Solomon Islands in the middle in a bidding war. We will always help our friends in the Pacific and our neighbours. But what we've seen here is China come in with a lot of money, my belief, and bought their way in. This is concerning, though. We need to be really honest about this. China likes to try and get into other nations and influence what they do, build ports and have military presence on the ground. So we need to be mindful of that and also keep an eye on it, because we cannot afford to have China infiltrate all through the Pacific, and we need to ensure that our relationships are as strong as ever.
Given that you were once posted to those barracks in Townsville, is there a feeling of vulnerability if China was able to establish a naval base on the Solomon Islands?
Townsville's the largest garrison city in the country, and we have a proud tradition in service whilst inside Australia and helping out through natural disasters, COVID assist. But we also have a proud service history in combat operations around the world. We in Townsville will always be at the ready to serve our nation and our nation's interests. We want to bolster our capacity in Townsville and bring more people to Townsville through the 16th Aviation Brigade, which is the Army Helicopter Brigade. But I think they should be relocated to Townsville, and that will see more Apaches in the air, more Black Hawks in the air as well. But the soldiers on the ground, they're always at the ready. They always know that at a moment's notice they could be called up to serve in this nation's interest, which we saw in the evacuation in Afghanistan. Moment's notice to move. We saw soldiers in the air with only hours' notice, and then on the ground in a very risky and a very sensitive environment with no support. Our soldiers are professional, and they'll always be ready to serve our nation.
Okay, well, Phillip Thompson, thank you for your service and thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.